Webster, and we have had another exciting day of World Cup football. We're going to break it down for you here on the show. We're also going to give you our thoughts about some of the other ancillary events going on around the World Cup, namely some of the broadcast partners that are happening here for the World Cup. If you're watching the matches here in the United States, we'd love to know, get your take on it. 800-878-PLAY, 800-878-PLAY. And of course, coming up later on in the hour, all important, folks, we're going to give you our picks for tomorrow's matches in the World Cup. And those are Morocco, Portugal, Saudi Arabia, Uruguay, Spain, Iran. We'll look at those matches. And of course, we'll look to today's matches: Japan, Colombia, Senegal, Poland, Egypt, Russia. Those matches have now finished. We're going to tell you how we did on our picks, which we gave to you yesterday. And I would say, Nick Webster, that our picks were actually pretty good. It was we shaved it here and there, maybe on the goals. I went with the under. Should have taken the over on a couple of them. You and I both. Well, first of all, Nick, you and I, neither you nor I believed that Colombia nor Poland would win today, and surprisingly enough, that's exactly what happened.
Oh yes, we're right on the money there. And when I always had my doubts about Poland, bit of a one-man team with the old Robert Lewandowski, wonderful player, but really not capable of carrying a team of journeymen on his shoulders. And then the Colombia result, definitely something of a surprise. But when you get a red card in the second minute of the game, it does make it a little bit difficult. 10 versus 11. So not surprised that they lost the game. I'm surprised that a red card happened so early in it. But you know, when you handball, when you touch the ball with your hands, it's not basketball, Nicholas.
Hey, remember that you can't touch the ball with your hands, Nick.
And of course, you know, going back to the Fox.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Nick. I'm not auditioning to do the play-by-play for Fox for the World Cup with that. Hey, listen, we got to go to break, Nick. Nick, we got to go to break. We're going to come back on the other side of break. We're going to kick it all off for you here on Fifth Street Soccer. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Nick Geber, Nick Webster with you here on Sports Byline SB Nation Radio. Visit us on Facebook, facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. We'll be right back.
Somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low Cost Airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531. It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from Resort Release, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares. Once you've made that decision to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, Resort Release is offering a Better Business Bureau accredited way to legally get rid of your timeshare, guaranteed. We guaranteed to get rid of your timeshare payments permanently. Even if you've tried another company to get rid of your expensive timeshare, call now and see if we can help you. At Resort Release, you don't pay anything until you're ready. If you're ready to learn how to permanently get rid of your costly timeshare, make this complimentary free call right now.
800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. That's 800-598-0539.
All right, we're live. We're back. Very exciting. Fifth Street Soccer. Nick Eber, Nick Webster. Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. You can find us on Twitter at Fifth Street Sports. And of course, you can find us on the web at www.fifthstreetsports.com. Maybe you're getting the idea of this, and if you have a thought, comment, you would like to chime in with your World Cup prognostications, you can do that at 800-878-PLAY. Nick Webster, you know, when we look at the World Cup, obviously there's some big surprises that have happened so far. The biggest surprise to me, though, beyond the shocking performance of some of the favorites in this tournament so far, has been just how awful the Fox Sports coverage largely has been of this tournament. And a lot of these are my former colleagues, and I'm sorry to have to say this, but I will always promise you nothing but brutal honesty here on this show. And so, honestly, brutally, it's terrible, Nick. It's absolutely horrible. They had Ali Wagner calling the England game. Now, I have no problem with a woman calling a men's soccer game at all. I have no issues with that. But could they please have got a woman that was better qualified, not as a player, because she was a, you know, one of the great American women's players, but as somebody that follows the game and follows the sport in detail. The men's game I'm talking about. I'm sorry. It is not the Spurs. When you say the Spurs, you're telling everybody that you don't know anything about the game as played in England, which is the team that you're calling, the English national team, most particularly Harry Kane. Nick, it was horrible, wasn't it?
Harry Kane with the blast. After England go 1-0 up, they're going to institute the snare zine trap zone.
It wasn't quite that bad, Nick. It really wasn't. But it was, you know, it was awkward. You know, one of the things you don't want to do as a producer, or really as a producer, is to put your talent in a position where they're going to fail. And I think that Fox has really done that. They've taken some of their lower energy broadcasters and stuck them in a booth in LA, when really they need to be in the stadium in Russia to get the energy and the feel and the vibe. Understanding that they've done that for budgetary reasons, to take what was undoubtedly one of the most viewed matches, I would imagine, which was this England match that was played yesterday, England to Tunisia, and to put Ali Wagner on there was a mistake. I thought, and I don't know if she's contracted with ESPN or not, but I thought Julie Foudy was terrific when she was doing her commentary in the booth. I thought her tactical analysis and her timing was excellent, and I think she's probably the best female I've heard in the booth. By the way, if you turned over to Telemundo and watched it, as I did, Nick, they also had a woman in the booth, and it was kind of fun. I don't really speak Spanish, so it all sounded like I was watching a commercial of some sorts, but it was good. What did you think?
Well, you bring up a great point about budgetary reasons, and with the Americans not qualifying for the World Cup, obviously that was from what I've read, a $20 to $30 million hit to the Fox advertising budget, and that's one of the major reasons why they haven't sent these crews to Russia. But to me, that makes absolutely no sense. Fox has spent something in the region of $450 million for the rights for the next 2 to 3 World Cups. If you can't afford $500 grand to send some quality crews to go to the games live. I don't know what you are thinking, because I've done this, Nick. You've done this. We have done this for a living. There is simply no substitute for being in the stadium when commentating on a game. I've called 1,000 games off the tube, and I'm looking at exactly the same picture as the viewers at home. There is no way you can give thorough tactical analysis of what is happening, because you cannot see the whole field. All you can do is state the bleeding obvious, and that's exactly what the Fox commentators are doing. And that's why they're getting hammered, because everybody is watching what they're commentating on, and it's like, really? And when you get something wrong, it's even more embarrassing. So I would say to Fox, listen, suck it up, get your crews out there for at least the knockout stages, so every single game, the commentators are inside the stadium and talking about what is happening throughout the entire pitch, and more importantly, the atmosphere of the stadium, because that is a good indicator of how the game's going.
Yeah, it really has been. Surprisingly poor. And look, over the years, Fox has taken a lot of heat for their coverage of the game, and I do somewhat enjoy
Gus Johnson.
Yeah,
Gus Johnson. Anybody?
Gus Johnson was one. But on the other hand, ESPN had old Dave O'Brien swing and a miss. That was pretty awful too. Although,
but I'll tell you what, Nick, though, I'm sorry to interrupt though, but ESPN realized the error of their ways and said, you know what, Dave O'Brien, fantastic commentator, we're going to put you on something that you're really good at, okay? And we're going to bring in, and look, I hate to say it, but we're going to bring in English commentators who've been doing this for 30 freaking years.
Well, hold on a second, Nick. Just hold on 1 second right there. 2 points I want to make. Number one is, yeah, English commentators have been doing this for 30 plus years, many of them. But, so has Rob Stone, so has JP Dellacamera. I mean, they've been out there. They've proven their mettle. I'm not necessarily going to denigrate an announcer just because he has an American accent. I think there are some of them that do. I think John, what's his name? John Stone, right? I think he does a really good job. JP Dellacamera has been around since you and I were making TV shows at Fox. So, I mean, there's people that have been around for a long time doing this, so I don't have a problem with that. What I do have, though, is a problem with them not being at the stadium and then bringing in some people that are just don't add anything to the broadcast. No, that's number two. And number three, somebody needs to give these people instructions. Now, Nick, you and I worked for a very large Scotsman, an unpleasant gentleman who actually had a heart of gold, named Dermot Macquarie. And one thing Dermot was never shy to do was to give you his opinion, oftentimes with a range of expletives tacked onto the end of it. Have they stopped doing that? Because I really feel that somebody needs to tell these Fox announcers that this is not a talk show over a football game, that this is a football game. Now, I understand that they're simulcasting this for radio in the US, but that is another Fox mistake, because radio broadcasts and television broadcasts, other than this one, are two totally separate things and require a very different approach when you're doing live play-by-play, Nick.
Nicholas, to your point, and this is probably going to rub a lot of people up the wrong way, but the fact of the matter is many of the producers that Fox are using have no idea about the sport of soccer. They are not soccer football people. So how on earth can you give quality instruction to talent when you have no idea what's going on the field, off the field? All you've been given is a bunch of storylines. You've gone to the Daily Mail, 10 things you need to talk about in this World Cup game. I mean, how many times in the World Cup games yesterday, they're not even talking about the game. They're talking about Ronaldo. They're talking about Messi. They're talking about things that Fox seem to think that American viewers only know Ronaldo and Messi and maybe Mo Salah. And that's it. We'll talk about those guys ad nauseum at the expense of the game we're commentating on right now. So I'm putting it on the producers, like you said, but it's because the producers do not understand the game of football. I did offer my services to good old Fox, but they turned me down. Surprise, surprise.
Oh dear, Nick. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Were you anything but surprised? All right, the other point I would like to make in this is that I want to come to Fox's defense here for a minute, because if you read the bulletin boards and the blogs,
They're getting slaughtered.
They don't know anything about why are the people that know nothing about football doing football, and give it to NBC and give it to ESPN. I just want everybody just to take a step back and understand that come the year 2000, 1999, 1998, 2001, 2002, none of these wonderful networks, NBC, ESPN, CBS, wanted to touch soccer with any form of investment whatsoever. It was Fox that put the money into the sport. It was Fox that grew the sport here, that was willing to put up things like the Fox Soccer Channel and Fox Sports World, if you remember those channels. So Fox were the trailblazers, but they may have fallen behind now that the big boys have come on board and realized what they were missing. All right, we're going to have to go to break. This is Fifth Street Soccer here on the Sports Byline SB Nation Radio. Nick Eber, Nick Webster with you. When we come back, let's take a look at where we are in the World Cup so far, give you some more group prognostications, and take a look at our bracketology. We'll be right back.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. If you owe the IRS back taxes, payroll taxes, or have not filed your returns, the IRS will get you. They can take your property, take you to court, even put you in jail. One call to Wall & Associates, and your tax problems are solved. Wall has saved clients over $150 million in the last 5 years. Our average client settles for about 10% of what is owed. With one call to Wall, you'll never need to talk to the IRS again. We offer free face-to-face consultations in your local area. Remember, Wall has a proven track record with a total client savings over $150 million. Call now for your free face-to-face consultation. 800-813-9940. 800-813-9940. 800-813-9940.
When you struggle with credit card bills every month, you're not just in debt. Debt is all around you.
I see people every day that are on the brink. They're going to go over the edge, and at the bottom is bankruptcy, and we pull them back.
At the Debt Helpline, we're experts at helping you resolve your debt problems and become free of debt. We can help you pay off your debt and give you one lower monthly payment that you can afford.
You do get to consolidate your payments. You only have to worry about making one payment a month instead of making 3 or 4 or 5.
If you have $5,000, $10,000 or more in credit card bills, call the Debt Helpline now for a free confidential debt analysis.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. Call the CESI Debt Helpline right now for a free confidential debt review. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063.
The fun never ends here on Fifth Street Soccer. Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio. Nick Eber and Nick Webster. Nick Webster right there in the box. We're with you as we are every day, 1 p.m. Pacific, and then again.
Toon Army on.
Yeah, you got your Toon Army. 1 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. And then again 6 p.m. Pacific. So that's 4 and 9 by my math on the East Coast. Is that a Shearer? Is that Shearer kit you're wearing? Does that say Shearer on the back, or does it say "One day I want to be like Shearer"? I'm not sure what it says. Yeah. All right, folks. We're going to have a little fun right now. No, I don't mean that I'm going to take off my clothes and strip and dance around naked while singing famous Egyptian songs that I learnt today watching Egypt lose to Russia. That would just be, quite frankly, too much fun for everybody. No, we're going to crack open the brackets and take a look at, do our what if on today's form bracketology. Now, again, we're not suggesting that this is how it's going to be. We are saying that on today's form, having a look at now that all the groups have played their first matches and some of them have played two, hello Group A, we're going to take a look where things are right now and have a little fun. Let's see if producer Andrew can put it up on the screen. And there we go. So let's start, shall we? The way I see Group 1 right now, Russia coming out on top of Group 1A, and they would play the runner-up of Group 2B, which I am prognosticating will be Spain. Could just as well be Portugal. Nick, you in agreement on those?
Russia, though, you know, you come out, score 8 goals in your first 2 games, and then you run into Spain or Portugal in the knockouts. But yes, yeah. I definitely agree with you. Russia to win the group, and I'm going to take a flyer and say that Portugal will come second.
All right,
so Russia, Portugal in the round of 16.
It doesn't really affect where I'm going with this, but let's take down the next one. If you look down, it would be then the winner of Group C, which I'm prognosticating will be France. That's France, Australia, Peru, Denmark, versus the runner-up of Group D. And I'm thinking maybe Argentina, if they can ever cobble together any sort of performance. But I can't believe they're going to be that bad over the entire run of this World Cup. So I'm thinking maybe 2D would be Argentina. In agreement there, Nick?
Yeah, definitely. You know, France, although they didn't play particularly well, got all 3 points. They should win Group C. And then with Argentina stubbing their toe and Croatia looking fairly useful, although they did have to send the player home yesterday, I still think Argentina should have enough to get runners-up spot. But that takes a really tasty game.
Yeah,
France,
it does.
Argentina, round of 16. Woo!
All right, let's move along then. 1E, I have Serbia coming out in top of that group with Brazil, Switzerland, Costa Rica. And they would play the runners-up of Group F, which I'm prognosticating right now will be Germany. Nick, I don't know. Are we in agreement?
I actually think Brazil are going to turn it around. They have still to play Serbia. I think they will beat Serbia. They will beat Costa Rica. They will win the group. And yes, I think, you know, I'm really torn about this second in Group F because Germany plays Sweden next. I think Sweden are going to park the bloody bus. And should they have a draw, then Sweden and Mexico could actually conspire to knock the Germans out. Yes.
Well, I still think Germany are going to come in as runners-up in that group. Group G, I think Belgium.
Brazil versus Germany in the round of 16.
Yeah, I actually have Serbia. No, I have Serbia, Germany, because I don't think Brazil's coming out on top. Neymar's injured. I think that's going to present a real problem for them. Not that they're not loaded with talent, but there's some mental problem with this team that they need Neymar. But if he keeps falling down every time the wind blows, I think there's another set of problems altogether. Let's move along with our bracketology so we can have that discussion. 1G, I have Belgium coming out on top. 2H, I possibly have Poland coming out second in H, although right now, who knows? Japan really won by dint of a red card to Colombia. I don't think Poland looked particularly good. And I've yet to see much from Colombia at all to make me think that that they can do it. But probably Colombia, I think, to come out second in that. The red card was kind of the defining moment in that game.
Disagree. I'm going to put the 3 lines on my chest. England to win the group, and actually Japan, because they snuck that first 3 points. I think they can get a result against Poland. So England, Japan, come on, boys.
I have Belgium, Japan, but that's all right. It's all exciting. Let's go over to the other side. I've got Uruguay, Portugal would be the next round of 16 matchup. Croatia, Denmark. I'm just rolling along here. Mexico, Brazil, which if Brazil come out as runners-up, Nick, would be a juicy, tasty fixture in the round of 16. And Senegal, England, I would have for the other one. I then have in my bracket, Nick, Spain, France, with Spain coming out on top. Serbia, Belgium, with Belgium coming out on top. So it would set up a Spain-Belgium semi-final on the one side. And on the other side, I have England, Mexico. England going through to the semi-finals. Portugal, Croatia, with Portugal going through to the semi-finals. And Nick, this works on either your bracket or mine. We end up with an all-Iberian final. Portugal, Spain. That's how I see it. As of right now, now that could change, but on current form, Nick, this is why it's so fun, isn't it? On current form, an all-Iberian final.
I don't know what is going on with the air in Las Vegas, but you're definitely sniffing too much of it. I don't see an all-Iberian final, but I do like the fact that you've got England going as far as the semis. That would be something really spectacular.
Nick, first of all, how tasty, and I don't mean from a footballing perspective, I mean, gosh, at the pubs or at the Mexican restaurants or just out for the match. First, it will be the friendliest atmosphere ever, Mexico versus England. The fans would be drinking and eating till they would fall over and vomit on the sidewalks. Everyone would be having a fantastic time. The music would be terrific. That's the semi-final, that's the quarterfinal matchup I would desperately love to see. I do think England would likely shade Mexico, but who knows? Mexico, to me, looked like world beaters, Nick. World beaters.
I love the way you're thinking right now, Nick Geber. I absolutely love it. I mean, never in my wildest dreams did I actually think of an England-Mexico quarterfinal, but here in Los Angeles, where obviously the Latino population is one of the largest outside of Mexico City. Well, in fact, in Santa Monica, has the largest English community outside of London.
That's right.
So it would be a monumental clash, and
big party.
Yes, I suggest the street sweepers spend an extra day because, as you rightly pointed out, there may be a large amount of vomit on the streets of Santa Monica.
Yeah, but it would be a very well-meaning party between Mexico and England fans. Both sets of fans love the game. There's no particular animosity between these two countries, either from a political side or from a footballing side. And so there's just be a great deal of passion and good time would be had by all, Nick. That's what we want to see.
Could you imagine the amount of double fisting going on? In one hand, a margarita, and in the next hand, a pint of heavy.
Yeah. I'm all up for that. I'll come down to Santa Monica. All right, so those are our little brackets. Have a little fun. Nick, very quickly, let's talk about the injury to Neymar because, first of all, I thought Neymar was decidedly unimpressive in Brazil's match. I think he has to accept the fact that he's not going to be protected by referees, nor do I think he should be protected by referees. One of the things that people ask me when they talk about the greats, and I always say, I think in my mind, Maradona was the greatest player ever. And of course, Maradona's Argentinian and Neymar's Brazilian, so there's the country disparity there. But one of the things Maradona never did was to fall over every time he got touched. He was like a weeble. He wobbled, but he didn't fall down. And he learnt that by staying on his feet and taking on 6 players in the box and beating all of them, he could score more goals than if he flopped down and tried to get penalties. And I wish some of the great players of today would understand that very same thing. If Neymar stood on his feet and made it happen and try to take players on like we know he can create a lot of space on the pitch where if he shifts the ball out to some of their other highly skilled players, all of a sudden there'll be all this space out there because 7 players are trying to take Neymar on. It creates all this space, but he doesn't get it. He tries to take 2, 3 players on. They whisk past him. They move a hair on his arm and down he goes. Ambulance for Neymar.
I'm going to agree with you that maybe he holds on to the ball a little too long, but I thought in this game that Switzerland targeted Neymar and he was booted up in the air every time he got the ball. I thought the referee did an appalling job of making sure that Neymar was protected because ultimately, Mr. Geber, we want the best players in the world out on the pitch, not injured. And he was kicked from pillar to post. I mean, in the 25 minutes that I really devoted to this game, I saw him get fouled, I think, 10 times. This is quite ridiculous. Now, it's really on Brazil to make use of all the set pieces that Switzerland were giving them, and unfortunately they didn't. But the referees should be giving the star players a little bit more treatment. Yes, Neymar has a tendency to go down, but I'm not surprised after being kicked all over the place. He's probably knackered.
Yeah, true. By the way, we're going to talk tomorrow during this sort of chat part before we give you our keen picks. We're going to talk a little bit about VAR and how well that's working in the World Cup so far. I personally am very impressed with how that's going. And hopefully it'll be a portend of things to come on the top leagues all over the world because they're the only ones really that have the money to put it into play. But we're going to get there and talk about that. Well, Neymar's injury, Nick, I mean, how badly do you think this is going to affect the Brazilian team? Do you think they have the mental bottle to make it happen with no Neymar?
Well, we saw what happened when they didn't have a Neymar and they got bottled 7-1 by the Germans. Look, there's a lot of quality in this Brazilian team. Jesus, Coutinho, I mean, just to name a few. I think that if Neymar's out of this next game, it's not the end of the world for the Brazilians. They have too much quality. You know, is he injured? Yes, he took a knock on his ankle and he's a little upset about it. But, you know, these are quality players. The training staff will be working on it. I think it's just to lull the opponents into a false sense of security. Neymar will be on the pitch come the next game.
All right, so let's think about that. And as you start looking forward to the matches, you certainly want to stay with us here on Fifth Street Soccer, as we are going to be giving you our picks for tomorrow's matches. Here, we're talking about the matches between Morocco and Portugal, Saudi Arabia and Uruguay, Spain and Iran. We'll give you our picks and values right here on SB Nation, Sports Byline USA. Don't go anywhere.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.
If you are age 85 or younger, call to learn more about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. Are you at risk of leaving loved ones to help pay your debts? A final expense policy for seniors can pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. You don't need a medical exam, and you can have lifetime coverage, and the policy cannot be canceled. To receive free information about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network, call now. You'll also receive information about a free prescription discount card just for calling in. Agents are standing by.
Call 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. Call now. That's 800-508-5774.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
All right, welcome back to the show, Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio. Nick Geber and Nick Webster. Find us on the web at fifthstreetsports.com. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. Find us on Twitter at Fifth Street Sports. And find us here, right here on the radio, broadcasting to you live video on Facebook, on YouTube. every day, Monday through Friday, every day of the week, that is, here on Sports Byline USA and SB Nation Radios. And by the way, we're also with you on Saturdays. I had to think about that for a minute. 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 hours, Fifth Street Sports in general, although obviously part of that discussion, a large part of it, is the World Cup because that's going on right now. But on Fifth Street Sports, we will cover everything. We did a great piece on betting the Canadian Football League. Really, really interesting. Baseball, golf, it's all going on, but obviously a lot of discussion about the World Cup going on Saturdays. And tune in on Saturdays because we will be giving you our picks for the Sunday match and the Monday match. So then you can tune in Monday and pick up the picks for the Tuesday match. So you will be covered, folks, every day of the week with our World Cup picks right here on Fifth Street Sports. Along those lines, Nick Webster, let's get to it. Let's just briefly say, I thought we had a decent prognostication run yesterday, or for today's matches, which was Japan-Colombia. We said don't bet the favorite. And surprisingly, you didn't want to bet the favorite because Japan won it, although we did have that as a draw. But never mind. Let's forget that bit. Let's just say Colombia didn't win, Nick. Senegal, Poland. Nick, you had this one. You said bet the over and bet Senegal, and that's right on. That's exactly what happened. And then the Egypt-Russia, we said it was all up to Mo Salah and how he was, if he was playing or not, if he was fit. I'm not sure he was fit today, really. It was a bit of an odd match, but we didn't really make a prognostication on that one, and Russia did win it. So, shall we move along to tomorrow's matches, Nick Webster?
Yes, we shall. Although I will say about the Russia-Egypt game, it looked like it was going to be an absolute 0-0 all the way through, and then Russia got this flukiest own goal you'll ever see, and it kind of turned the game on its head. So
yeah, it was a weird one.
One of the things you can't really adjust for, but I thought very pleased with getting that Senegal result right.
Yeah,
that would have been a nice learner.
We said there will be an African team that will emerge from this tournament, and it is going to be Senegal because they really look like the real deal. Their tactics were excellent. Their technical ability was terrific, and they played as a team, which typically is one of the problems with a lot of these African nations. They have great individual skill, but the teamwork. Part of that, by the way, has to do with the amount of money that these international federations, the African federations, give to their teams. Also, the difficulty of flying in players from all over the world to the home country for internationals and international camps is magnified in Africa. So, I mean, that's part of the reasons why this happens. But Senegal looked absolutely terrific. Nick, I believe that tomorrow's matches are going to be a lot easier to predict. And some of these, I'm not sure are even worth betting on. But the over-unders are going to be interesting. Portugal are playing Morocco tomorrow. I see no way that Morocco wins this match. They lost 1-0 to Iran. I'm not sure they have any attack, really. Defensively, they looked not all that great. Portugal are going to be looking to come out and score goals. Muchos goles. Cristiano Ronaldo will be sniffing blood. It's only 2.5 goals, the total goals on this match, Nick. I like Portugal, and at minus, can you believe this, Nick? Portugal are minus 150. Morocco are plus 562. The draw's plus 272, and the over is plus 132. Nick, I have to put money tomorrow on Portugal at minus 150 and on the over at plus 132. How do you see it?
I think that is a sensational bet, and I am going to do exactly the same. Reason being, Portugal have tons of goals in them, as we just saw from the Spain game. I'm going to go against you about Morocco. I actually thought they were really decent in their game. They played on the front foot, wanted to get forward, were a little bit unlucky. So I'm seeing a really open game here, which is going to suit, obviously, Portugal because they have the better players, but a really open game with lots of goals. So
they were playing Iran, though, Nick. They were playing Iran when you were making that observation.
I know, but you know what? They play the game in the right way, and they're not going to change their tactics for Portugal because ultimately Morocco need to win this game to stay in the World Cup. Portugal need to win this game to make sure they have a chance of winning the group.
And so to make sure they're going to keep it going till the All-Iberian final.
Yeah, it's not like one of these two teams can say, oh, well, we're going to sit back and see how the game comes to us. They've both got to go for it. Portugal and the over, you're in the money.
All right. Next one here is another. This one is slightly more interesting. There's not a great deal of value in this match, folks. This is Saudi Arabia, Uruguay. Now, keep in mind, Saudi Arabia lost, 5-0 to Russia. Uruguay beat Egypt 1-0, and you just saw Russia beat Egypt by, 3-1. And Mo Salah was playing. So I'm not sure just how good Uruguay are. Of course, they do have some terrific players. Let's not discount Hannibal Lecter. Is always a great player to look for, amongst others. I'm not sure he's got the bit. I'm not sure he's got the bit between his teeth though for this World Cup. Doesn't seem quite as vested. Sorry, I can't stop the jokes. But
not quite as hungry for goals, huh?
Yeah, not quite as hungry for goals. Yes, we are of course talking about Luis Suarez, by the way. Look, Uruguay are a good team. Saudi Arabia are not. That's really all you need to know here. Uruguay are capable of winning this game 100-0. They will not, however. The question is, are they going to win it by 3 goals or more as total goals? It's the over, Nick. Over 3 is plus 105. Under 3 is minus 120. Uruguay are minus 526 to win. No value there at all. Saudi Arabia plus 1784. Could be plus 10 million. It's not going to happen either way. The draw's plus 632. That's not going to happen either. The question here, Nick, more than 3 goals or less than 3 goals? I'm tempted to say more than 3 goals. It's Saudi Arabia.
I'm going to go against you because I believe that there's no way Saudi Arabia can be quite that bad again. They must have been working on their defensive prowess during training over the last 2-3 days because, I mean, it was quite farcical. Uruguay, with all their attacking flair, are a team that likes to grind things out. And if they can win this game 1-0 in the 93rd minute, like they did in their first game, they'll take it. I mean, this is not a team that's built to entertain. This is a team that is built to win in any sneaky way possible. Yeah. I mean, Nick, they are the most horrible, despicable team in the World Cup.
I love them. Nick, this group is going to come down to one match. It's going to come down to Russia, Uruguay to decide who comes out on top. We're moving ahead. I tell you what, let's talk about that when we're done with this.
Yes. Well, I'm going to say take the under. If like you say, there's not a great deal of value in this game. If you're going to take any bet, I'm going to go with the under.
Yeah, and I tell you what, at plus 105 for the over. I'm probably not going to bet this period. Actually, I'm probably going to pass on this one. So I'm going to change mine and say I recommend a pass on this one. Okay. All right. Next one. Now this one is shocking to me, Nick. Shocking. Spain, Iran. Now, obviously, Spain, huge favorites, minus 488, no value there. Not a hope in heck Iran wins this at plus 2007, no value there. A draw plus 582, that's not going to happen either. Nick, the total goals in this game is only 2.5. And the over is minus 120. The under's plus 105. Minus 120, that's a fairly close to a sure bet. I mean, I hate to say that because things happen. It's football. But I am betting the over on this one. I'm not betting Spain, although they will win. I'm going to bet the over. Only 2.5 goals total at minus 120. Nick, if you say anything other than that, if you're in anything other than agreement with me, I'll be shocked.
I am in agreement with you. I mean, I look at this Spain team and the attacking quality throughout the 11 is simply breathtaking. I mean, if they don't smash in 6 from open play, they'll get 5 from set pieces.
They could get 1 from the goalkeeper.
I mean, 2.5 does seem like it could possibly be a misprint. Are you sure? Can you look at your glasses again, please? Are you sure it doesn't say 3.5?
No, it says over 2.5 minus 120, under 2.5. And this is not the stuff I write. I wrote it because it printed out so small in my old age. I need to write it for the show. But it definitely says 2.5 goals, total goals lines on this one.
Well, I think it's definitely worth a flyer. I mean, I've got me $50 on the over.
Absolutely great. It's a great bet. That's some great bets here, people. Now, you might ask yourself, I'm listening to this show in LA or Vegas or New York or Indiana. How do I place a bet? Because I don't want to walk down to my local sports book because many states don't have them. So I'm going to tell you how to do this. Go online, go to betanysports.eu and sign up now. Use an affiliate code, and that's where it says, how did you hear about us? Fifth Street, because this is Fifth Street Sports, and you can get a 50% bonus on your deposit. Maybe producer Andrew can put that up. Get a 50% bonus on your deposit up to $1,000. That's $1,000. So go to.
So that's $500 in free money.
You put $1,000. You deposit $1,000. You get $500 free to play with.
500.
And I'll tell you what. Some of these juicy numbers here on Bet Any Sports right now. By the way, low juice, easy to bet, great odds. Much better odds you're going to get here. The lines here are so much better than they are going to get whether you're at the Westgate or go to any of the sportsbook here in Vegas or Red Rock where I like to go. You're going to get much better lines here at betanysports.eu. So once you do that, and you will be smiling all the way to the bank. Trust us on that. Those are our picks for tomorrow. Once again, I'll just reiterate them for you if you've got your pen handy. We're saying take take Portugal, take the over. It's 2.5 at plus 132. We're saying don't bother betting Saudi Arabia, Uruguay. Nick is saying take the under at minus 120. It's 3-goal total. I'm saying just skip it. And Spain, Iran, we're both saying there's no value in Spain at minus 488. They're going to win. We're saying take the over at 2.5 for minus 120. Those are our picks for tomorrow. Nick Webster, we just got about, 2 minutes or so left. We have a bit longer than that, Andrew? No, we have 2 minutes, right? 2 minutes left in this segment. Final thoughts about the matches tomorrow?
I'm really excited, actually, because obviously Spain and Portugal put together one of the great international games I think many of us have ever seen. Certainly one of the greatest World Cup games I've ever seen, especially in the group stages. And I'm really interested to see how they're going to follow it up. Is there going to be a hangover of sorts, or are both teams still going to be firmly committed to putting their foot firmly down on the pedal? And the other thing I'm really excited to see is how can Ronaldo top that performance he put together against Spain? And judging by that first performance, I've got this funny feeling about Rocket Ronnie. He wants to make this World Cup his very own. And if that's the mentality that he comes in with, then we could see something very special, because against one of these teams, you think he's really going to fill his boots against either Iran or Morocco. Then we have Spain, and many people think Spain are a favorite to win this World Cup. Can they repeat the kind of performance we saw against Portugal, but with the same kind of flair, the same kind of artistry? And will we see another upset? I don't think so tomorrow, but the beauty of this World Cup so far has been that it really hasn't gone 100% to the form book.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're right, Nick. In a World Cup that has been rife with upsets, big surprises, I do not think we're going to see any of those tomorrow. So tomorrow might be normal service resumed. You want to check back in with us tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. We'll be right back, though, to wrap the show up here. This is Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio. Nick Geber, Nick Webster with you. Remember, go to betanysports.eu, sign up now, take our picks, and you'll be happy.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517. Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
If you suffer from back pain, joint pain, arthritis, or other chronic pain, you need to try the water therapy benefits that Advantage Therapeutic Walk-In Bath provides. Not only does Advantage Walk-In Bath help get you in and out of the tub safely, it is proven to be beneficial to relieve aches and pains, giving you the relief to enjoy your day. You can enjoy taking your new bath and rejuvenating your body in as little as 7 days. And if you call today and ask for the radio special, we'll give you a $1,500 coupon towards the purchase of a new Vantage walk-in bath. Every call in the next 10 minutes will receive a $1,500 coupon towards the purchase of a new Vantage walk-in bath. Your aches and pains can be washed away. Call right now for a risk-free quote. 800-552-6851. 800-552-6851. 800-552-6851. That's 800-552-6851.
All right, welcome back to the show. Fifth Street Soccer. You know, Nick Webster, in a world where the public is fed a steady diet of money-making, mindless sequels, Avengers 19, the Hulk 26, Iron Man 57, and corporations run to the bank with bags of money, safe with the understanding that what made money yesterday and the day before and the day before that will continue to make money going forward, no matter how dull the product becomes. Isn't it refreshing to see in the world of football that there is a point when the old guard loses its control and some new blood emerges and comes to the surface? And it may be, Nick, that this World Cup we will see one of the big ones, Spain, Portugal, Germany, France, win the World Cup. But hasn't it been lovely to see some of these other countries, countries like Russia, countries like Senegal, countries like, I hate to say it, England even, perform at the level that one would hope to, which proves to me, once again, Nick Webster, that you can watch as many reality shows on the TV as you want and know they're all scripted. But there is only one reality show that is the real deal, and that is live sports. And you're getting it right here at the World Cup, and you're getting it right here on Fifth Street Sports and Fifth Street Soccer on the Sports Byline SB Nation radio networks. Nick Webster, final thought.
Here to that, Nick. And all I've got to say is I think it's fantastic for Russia. There are some political issues going on within the country. They have been very, very naughty in England and in the United States.
And in the Ukraine.
But for the World Cup to succeed, the host nation always needs to do well. And they've started off superbly. And from all the reports I'm reading and from friends I have in Russia right now, the atmosphere around the country is second to none.
Well, Nick Webster, thank you very much. We will speak to you tomorrow. Just want to know, does that mean we're going to see Qatar in the semifinals in 4 years from now? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All right, till tomorrow, folks. This has been Fifth Street Soccer on Sports Byline SB Nation Radio. Tune in tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, then again, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Very same place. Find us on the web at fifthstreetsports.com. Until then, ta-ta.
USA Radio News.
Today, House Oversight Committee Chairman Trey Gowdy blasted James Comey in his opening statement at the high-profile congressional hearing regarding the IG report. Let's take a listen to a portion of his comments.
As we read this report, we're reminded of Jim Comey's decision to hold a July 5th press conference and appropriate the charging decision away from the prosecutors. We see Jim Comey drafting an exoneration memo before important witnesses, like the target, were even interviewed.
Today in Washington, D.C., President Trump delivered the keynote address at the National Federation of Independent Businesses. The president again brought up our border security.
And remember,